Welcome to Papa Junk Shop. Well, I got the new stuff mounted on a board haphazardly. Not exactly the final layout, but I got the left-hand solar here, the right solar there, the windmill here, the water wheel with the MPPT controller, a meter for the battery voltage, which goes right directly to the battery, doesn't have anything to do with the bus bar, and for the inverter, the power meter. Right now I haven't had anything on. Everything is up, not making anything, except for a little bit what we're using, 13 watts or something in the house. And this is on bypass right now, which is going over to this temporary heating element, which is pretty warm. And the windmill's in bypass too, and there is just a little bit of a breeze that's making 2 amps going to this heater. And this is a total of the charge current. And I'm going to go turn my garage lights on, and that's going to put a load on things, and you'll see this stuff come to life to charge the battery. So I'll be right back. Okay, you can see the solar slowly coming up. This one's the old tired one, so it's only going to get maybe 5. This is the newer ones. Probably hang around 20. Okay, this one off of the bypass. The green light means it's charging. And this one is still in bypass. The voltage isn't down quite enough yet. But it is actually charging. It's charging 5.4? And it's all okay. It just switched. I don't know if you heard it click or not. But now it's all going to the batteries. None of it's going up to the dump load. And we're up to 7.7 amps now. So this has been running for pretty close to a week, and I've had some issues which I've had to solve. One, I spent the whole entire day trying to get this charge current meter to work with one of the new shunt ones, like I had in my other panel. And what I would get is about, with what's there right now, it would show about 75 amps. And I knew that wasn't right, because if you added these all up, it wasn't anywhere near 75. It was about half of that. So I thought, well, maybe my meter's bad. And I got another meter, tried it, same results. So maybe the shunt's bad. Tried it, didn't make any difference. So I had some old school meters, analog meters, that have shunts. And I hooked one of them up, and it was better, but it still was off by 15 or 20 amps. So, I spent the whole day from like 10 o'clock in the morning till almost dark fighting with this thing, trying to figure it out. And I remembered I had this antique GE amp meter. I went and got that, hooked it up, and it shows the right readings. So I guess that's what I'm going to be using. And after thinking it over, I think that these controllers all work on pulse width modulated circuitry, and I think the pulses are a higher amperage, and I think that's what the meter was reading. It's just a theory. I've run into it once before when I was trying to measure amperage on a capacitor, and was getting erroneous readings. So that's my theory. So let me go turn my garage lights out, and we'll probably be able to watch it go back down. Okay, lights are out. Already you can see it's dropping. Okay, the windmill's gone on the dump load. That was a click you just heard. Because the battery voltage is up to 14 something. Now these PWM controllers take a while to drop off. And that created a second issue, and that was with my inverter. It would go to like 15.1 volts, and of course the inverter would shut off for just a matter of a few seconds, and then it would come back on. And the wifey let me know that because the phone equipment is plugged into that. So I messed around with that for a half a day, resetting all the levels on all this stuff, and I just could not get it to not go above like 15.1 volts no matter what I did. So I thought, well, I dug out my antique inverter, which you'll see right there, which is Dimensions, I think, and I put that one in. It's only about half the wattage, but I'm not using a ton anyways, so I put that in there, and it doesn't care. It's happy as can be. So I thought, good, that problem's resolved. So I go in my garage and I turn my lights on, and I got 4 lights that won't come on, light bulbs. So I thought, what the heck is going on with that? Did that inverter kill them bulbs? You know, I wouldn't have thought so, but so I checked those bulbs on regular grid power, and they're fine. And I turned them on and off a few times, and they would come on bright and then they would dim down, almost like it wasn't getting enough voltage, but the voltage was fine. So I went up in my other building, and I found some light bulbs that were the same, with the same model number on, because I didn't buy all these bulbs at the same time. So I brought those down and I put in, and they work fine. So here again, this is just my theory. Okay, the water wheel, I don't know if you heard that click, it just switched over to the dump load. Where was I? Oh yes. Just my theory is that those 4 bulbs were made to be operated with a dimmer, and I'm thinking that this inverter must have some kind of harmonics that makes that bulb think it wants to be dimmed. So I thought everything was happy till last night about dark, well, an hour before dark. It was really nice and calm out, and I was outside and wandering about, and I see the windmills running, and I thought, Well, there isn't even a stir of breeze. It shouldn't be running. So this diode that I picked for the blocking diode for the windmill, which didn't have any numbers on it, but you know, it was a good sized diode, so I just picked it out of the drawer, and apparently the rating wasn't up to snuff, and once in a while the windmill will get a puff of wind and it'll run backwards. So I think it exceeded the peak reverse voltage of the diode, shorted it out, and it had probably been running all afternoon and I just didn't realize it. So I had to take that whole unit out of there and to replace that diode because the way it's mounted on there. So I got that problem resolved. So I think we're all good to go now, except for some of this temporary stuff here. Hopefully I'm going to be able to use my dump loads to preheat some water before it goes into my gas hot water tank. So I guess that's some of the issues I had and how we're coming along with things. I guess that's pretty much basically what I've been up to for a week. So a lot of lessons were learned, and there's probably going to be some more too before this is over. So if you enjoyed it, you know, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, and thanks for watching. Oh yeah, I ran into another problem. I'm using a new camera, new to me camera, and I got it from my oldest son. He always gives me his, he gets something new and I get the old one, which is always better than what I already have. But anyways, he also got me a nice wireless microphone because any of you who watch my videos know that I have an issue with the wind and background noises and everything else, and hopefully this is going to resolve that. Except I spent 45 minutes to an hour trying to get them to pair with the Chinese written instructions that make absolutely no sense. The screens that they show you or tell you that you're supposed to say, if they're there, I can't find them, and I just finally give up on it. So we're using the built-in microphone in this camera, so I'm gonna have to find somebody smarter than me to figure out how to get them things paired up, and then maybe we'll have some better audio. So anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time.